being an LA guy, I know it's one season in the marathon that is 162, but how impressive was it for the Rangers taking 2 or 3 against the Dodgers, and one of the games didn't have Corey Seager?
Yeah, I thought it was awesome. Back into the bullpen, seeing Kirby Yates finish it out, and then the other night with David Robertson just doing his thing, especially against the teeth of the Dodgers. It's good. I mean, like this Rangers team, I was doing MLB Network radio last year covering it, and then I had the opportunity to do the World Series broadcast for the international feed. And, I basically was on the Rangers journey through the American League Championship Series, watching them take down Houston. I mean, the path to the World Series has been the American League West the last 7 years. And to see a shift in power, whether it's just the way that it went last year, seeing the Rangers do it and doing it in a fashion that we'll never see beat. You'll never see the best case scenario is a team would tie them, but to not lose one road game was just insane. Like that is so crazy to me, and so watching this Rangers group a season ago and knowing what they went through to get to where they got, especially after the last weekend of the season, losing in Seattle and then going to Tampa Bay and taking that series. They're an impressive team. There's an impressive group of players. I know some of the players that were on that group last year, Mitch Garver and Jordan Montgomery, they're no longer there. But I think parts of the elements that made Texas so good a year ago are still there, and they just haven't played fully healthy yet. And that's where I'm kind of seeing, like, is this the start of this run that we've been waiting for with the Rangers?
Yeah, Ryan, I was going to ask you, as you got your prep work done for this game tonight, and, the Rangers obviously chasing the Mariners, are these teams close right now, or is one clearly have the advantage over the other?
I think that's an interesting question, because I do think the Rangers have underperformed so far in this year, especially offensively. When you consider, like, a season ago, the type of offense that they had, they were scoring well over 5 runs a game, and this season they're nowhere even close to that. Mm-hmm. So I think part of it is a little bit of underperformance. So I'll give you an example. Last year, Rangers offensively for the whole year, they were averaging 5.5 runs a game. This year it's 4.3. They're 20 points off their batting average. They're about 110 points off on base plus slugging, which is a huge number for me. So I think Texas has underperformed. You've also seen, some injuries to Evan Carter and to Wyatt Langford, and, Adolis Garcia is not hitting the way that we've kind of expected him to. Seager's been, dealing with the hamstring, and it seems as though Texas will get going. And then as far as the Mariners are concerned, like, offensively, I can't even describe them. They're like one of the worst offensive units in baseball. They actually get away with it because they're a top 10 group in hitting home runs. So that's not a recipe for success. But the Mariners right now, the pitching staff is fantastic. They have a phenomenal pitching staff back in the bullpen that's nasty. And they play good defense. So I think the Rangers and Mariners are probably closer than you think, despite the records. And that's why I think this series for this weekend should be must-watch TV after you're done watching the Mavericks lose. So I would definitely pay attention to the series, because I think it's a preview for how the rest of the year is going to work out.
It's Ryan Spilborghs, Friday Night Baseball on Apple TV. Pregame tonight, 8:30, first pitch, 9 o'clock here on The Fan. It has been a struggle for the Champs. How concerned would you be as a Rangers fan that, you might not be able to make a good title defense at this point in the season?
Well, nobody does. The last back-to-back champion we had in Major League Baseball was the New York Yankees, and that was 1998, 99, and 2000. So, to consider going back-to-back and winning titles is just, it's not realistic. I can't explain why it's so difficult to do it, other than, the grind of 162. Then you add October, November baseball. Then you go into an off season where you're trying to get similar production, you have free agency. It's just really hard to repeat a championship. However, one of the things that we thought with this Rangers team was that, some of the players that we saw at the end of last year that were young, to the point like Evan Carter, we were like, man, this guy's hitting 3-hole on the World Series team. What's the second year going to look like? Is he going to be a possible Rookie of the Year? What are we going to see with Wyatt Langford? So we were considering that, maybe the Rangers will actually be better heading into 2024. I just think in the case of the Rangers right now and knowing you're going to eventually hopefully get Max Scherzer back. I think he's starting a rehab assignment tonight. You're going to get Jacob deGrom back, and we don't know what version of that's going to look like. You are going to get Cody Bradford. I mean, there are going to be a lot of parts that are going to get added to this Rangers team that should make them possibly stronger than they were, but that's the point where we just don't know until they start performing.
I have some sound here that I would like to play for you. I know you've done a lot of research on this Rangers team leading up to it. We have our Rangers insider, Jared Sandler, who has given some analysis about a current Ranger player. I will play you the sound, and then you can guess the Ranger that's being described here. Does that sound good?
Yeah, let's hear Jared.
Okay, this is Jared.
What he's got working there between the knee and the waist is pretty impressive.
Wow. Okay, so between the knee and the waist. All right, so I have to come up with the player between the knee and the waist.
The player.
Very, very particular real estate on the body.
Yeah, that's let's see. I'm trying to think of anybody that's fouled the ball off themselves. Maybe took one. I'm going to say it's Jonah Heim. Jonah Heim had to have worn one.
I do think that's actually a pretty good guess. But it is not Jonah Heim. I do believe we'll probably have more opportunities with you throughout the course of the season, so I'm not going to reveal the answer because we can continue to play this game with you until of course you nail it.
Wow, it's like a weird version of The Bachelor. Okay, I'm in.
You got it, buddy. So we can get the game with just a regular Apple TV sub tonight, or we don't need to buy anything extra, right?
You don't have to buy anything extra. Nope. You just sign up. There's a free trial subscription. Sign up, and you just have to give your firstborn child in blood, and then you can watch it.
Because I'll be honest with you, Ryan, with all the different apps I got to get, when you said earlier that we might be, heading towards having just one streaming service, I'm longing for the days of digital cable at this point, my man.
Well, it feels like that we're getting back to that version. I mean, that's it. I hear you. I know that's the frustrating part for everybody is that we're constantly having to scramble to figure out where to find our team play. And, you have to listen to different broadcasters. It's also the benefit of having a good team, right? Like you lose games to national broadcast because you're good. So it's one thing that we are evolving, I guess, but I'm with you. Sometimes you just want it the way it was.
Who's your team 3 in the AL West that you trust from like a championship standpoint, outside of the Yankees and the Orioles? Who's that third team in the AL that you're like, I could trust you to make some noise in the postseason?
Ooh, good one. I just saw Minnesota. I saw the Twins. They're really streaky, but there's something there. And then the Guardians. God, the Guardians are such a well-oiled baseball team. They're nothing flashy. I would tell you to watch out for the Guardians because they can pitch with anybody, and then their offense is just good enough. I mean, they're actually a top 5 offense in baseball, believe it or not. So I would not sleep on the Guardians this year.